Good morning, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I'm Helen.
And we are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow.
Happy Labor Day weekend.
Yes. Friday of Labor Day weekend. Okay, so you were downstairs and I was doing the dishes. And I got up to come out and get something from the hallway. And I heard click, 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 click behind me.
Oh,
and I turn around and both the dogs are just standing there in the doorway of the kitchen just looking at me expectantly. I'm like, no, it's not time yet. And Spike kept going like he meant to do it all along. And Drew's like, there's nothing to see here. And she goes back under her table. So that they both were very anxious to come do the podcast. They would like to say hello.
Enjoy podcasting.
Yes. Anytime we come in the general vicinity of this room, you hear the click, click, click of the nails.
Right. So, podcast means treat.
Yes. Good treat.
And a good treat.
Not just, the random
milk
bones. No, we're talking good stuff.
Yeah.
Questions and comments?
Sure.
All right, questions and comments. Here we go. Cheryl said, are yarn near the fall mums? You're right. I
Yes.
didn't even think about that, but they are. They're totally the fall mums.
Yeah, elderberry is the perfect purple mum.
Yes. Kathy Moses says that she loves flow books and we should check out Daphne's Diary magazine. She has only found them at Barnes & Noble.
Anytime we go to Barnes & Noble, we always go check the...
And Joann's, because sometimes we can find them at Joann's. But yes.
Yeah.
There was one time we were shopping for Christmas with my mom. And we were searching all over. We finally found it. It was in an odd spot.
Yeah.
Like on the wall as you were walking through the door to get to the bathroom or something like that. But... It was in a really weird spot, but we found it.
It was a different Barnes & Noble than we were used to.
Yeah.
Too, so.
But we found it.
Yeah.
I think that was the time that we got lost trying to get back on because Route 3 was closed
Route 3, yeah.
and it was just, it was such a mess.
So, yes, we know Daphne's Diary and we love her.
We love her stuff. Actually, I get her email. Whenever she sends out the email, I get it. And it's like, oh, pretty mail.
Yeah.
Mary Ann Groening says that she just bought a bunch of Delusions rubber stamps, collage paper, journals, paints, etc. Yes, we know her too.
We feel your pain.
We actually have quite a few of her little spray bottles of ink and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we were doing our ink splatter phase.
Janelle says that she thought it was so funny that you both ended up in the drawing room at the Black Needle Society.
It was. It was very funny when you introduced yourself. I'm like, wait, I know you. I'm pretty sure I heard about the retreat from you.
So we were talking about the Black Needle Society is doing a free stitching retreat this weekend. We both signed up to do it, and they I think they're kind of setting it up like Clue because they've got all the different
there's a drawing
rooms
room
of the mansion, like the ballroom and the maze and the hidden passage, and
you get a funny name.
Right, I am Lord Neville Worthingbottom.
And I am Madam Neville Feather.
Wait, I think
Featherweight?
Featherweight? No, maybe not. Featherbottom? No, not Featherbottom. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're funky little names.
Yeah. So they had an introduction last night, and then an icebreaker session where we got sent off into different rooms based on our birthdays. So Janelle and I are both December babies. So.
Christine P says that her mom is in assisted living and in a wheelchair, so visiting isn't the same. She needs assistance when they do FaceTime calls or window visits. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I really am. I know how hard that is. I mean,
especially since you can't do the visits that you're used to.
I know.
To me, that is one of the true tragedies of this whole situation. I mean, other than the obvious, is the people in hospitals and the people in assisted livings and nursing homes who cannot have visitors, because that, to me, is...
It's just terrible. Yeah. It really is.
Terrible to be in that situation anyway, and now you can't see your loved ones. Yeah, no.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. And she says she is using Gwen Frostic woodblock printed cards. And that she knows her mom loves the art on the cards. So that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
And she has the old sealing wax sticks, but we have sent, she said she's going to pretend that she didn't hear us talking about the wax. But we know you did. So come down the rabbit hole with us.
We will tell you when we finally get ours and show it on the podcast to avert your gaze.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of you, like Kathy Clark, have said that you've gone to see Cheryl Baker's website.
Isn't it fantastic?
She loves the Pirates for Hire, especially the Little Rat. So yes, that one was a close tie, but we did get a couple of pieces of her artwork because
we did get some of her canvases that we just have to frame.
The Librarian. If you look carefully at the Librarian, if you were Calvin and Hobbes fans, there is a Calvin and Hobbes cartoon pinned to her back wall, which just makes me love Cheryl Baker even more.
Yeah.
Kathy also said that among her most precious possessions are letters her mother wrote to her, and one written by her grandmother, who died when she was very young. I have a card from my grandmother. My grandmother went to Smith. My mother went to Smith. And both of us went to Smith. And I have a card from when I was accepted that she sent to me saying that she would be covering all my books so that I wouldn't have to worry about that. So, as you can see.
I had one that she sent me when I got into Smith, that for the longest time was in the visor of my car. She was my guardian angel. So that's what our grandmother. And then when we shared a year at Smith. Mary Beth was a senior when I was a freshman, and we used to get letters from my mom.
Oh my God, the squirrel pounding down the belt.
I mean,
I totally forgot.
I can see where we were for that particular letter. You came and picked me up from class to say that we got a letter, and we sat on the steps of Sage. It was the music building.
Okay.
And we were, leaning into each other. We were laughing so hard. She's telling us the story of, she came home with the kids after school because we're on the older side of the kids and our younger siblings, and she closes the front door to the house, and the house we grew up in had this great big huge front doorway, and on the shelf above the doorway she noticed there was a squirrel.
Old house.
On the inside.
Really old house.
Right. So she takes all the kids and they go into the kitchen, and then she looks out and the squirrel is running down the hallway towards her. But the way she phrased it, she said, I look out the window, because we had a transom window in the kitchen doorway. She's like, I look out the window and there's the squirrel pounding down the velt towards us. So we all go out of the kitchen screaming through different entrances than where the squirrel's coming. And then they realize that they've left the youngest child in the kitchen with the squirrel. So somebody has to be brave and go get our younger brother. I'm
pretty sure one of them was like, not me. Oh my God.
I don't even know how they got rid of the squirrel. It was just the fact that they left our 4-year-old brother in the kitchen with the squirrel. Understand letters from our mother.
Oh man. Okay. So Chicago says that one of her favorite memories of her godmother is exchanging letters. She would buy stationery that folded and sealed with a sticker.
I
remember those.
I would get one every year for Christmas, and I would love them because they would be so pretty and grown up. And
yeah. Oh my God, I love those. So, and
anything with stickers is just better.
Yeah. They'd write in between visits. She'd see her every month, but they'd write in between visits. So
with lots of secrets.
Lots of secrets in those letters. Yeah, that's the way it should be. Okay, so Sharon Wolfgang says that she has not heard any funny stories lately, so we need to add some in. Well, there you go.
Well, I hope
now you have the squirrel pounding down the belt
right.
comes in. Okay. Pammykin says that when she was little, her Aunt Betty used to write her mom letters using any scraps of paper that she had laying around. The best letter came written on a napkin, a stained envelope, and a piece of a cereal box. I love that idea. We have recipes that are like that.
Yeah.
That are written on like the inside of a Bisquick's box or something like that. That, you know, you just grab whatever is close by and write down what you found. So yeah, I mean,
Penny, I think you went by her.
I did.
Okay. Had said that she was asking where to find Cheryl Baker on Heaven and Earth Designs, and so I went in and I'm like, you know, she's right there. It's an alphabetical order. They retired Cheryl Baker's designs on Heaven and Earth September 1st. So just goes to show when I hoard my patterns on Heaven and Earth, there's a reason for it. All of a sudden they just disappear. I only got the crow. That was the only one I was able to get. I didn't get Aveline or the pirate one.
That's too bad. Maybe they'll come back.
Yeah. So.
Oh well. Okay. So we have a couple of people who have said that they are joining us in the rabbit hole. Donna Bauman says that she loves Graphic 45 and Tim Holtz. Also crazy for beads.
Maybe it's a bead junkie too.
Yeah.
I think that's just when it's coming.
Oh, okay. I love beads. They're so pretty. I don't always know what I'm going to do with them. And once I get rid of them, then I find it. It's always that way. Rachel Dennis says, matching yarn for Cheryl Baker cards. That is a good idea.
Yeah.
We will keep that in mind. Let's see. Snowbaby5435 says, the logo on your postcard and pin is beautiful. Have you considered putting it on a project bag?
Yes, we did. We had it for a while.
We also had it on tote bags.
Yeah.
That we sometimes take the tote bags with us to festivals, and if you buy a certain amount of yarn, we give you the tote bag.
Oh, so, and thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
About our logo.
Yeah, we love our Yogo. We love our Yogo.
We love our Yogo.
Oh my god. Okay, so Jelly Rolls, a couple more people who are saying that they would be interested in doing it. So I think that is it for the questions. And then we got an email from Kate. She said that she has a color and pattern question. She wants to make a fall shawl using elderberry, acorn, and autumn fairy. Okay, so you have excellent taste in colors.
I was gonna say.
They're beautiful. So she's thinking about doing The Moon at Midnight by Anne Hansen, which is
That's gorgeous.
Oh my god, I love this. So that's one example of it. And here's a full size of it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But she's worried about whether the stitches are going to show in Autumn Fairy, whether the decorative stitches will show in Autumn Fairy. And I'm pretty sure that she has got, wherever you're using the variegated, it's just pretty much...
is garter.
That is striped.
Is that striped?
That's striped. Here's the variegated... Although I think you use the variegated as the garter stripe type of thing. But I'm pretty sure that wherever she's got variegated, it's going to be...
Like here.
Yeah, just garter stripe.
So this will be fine.
I think that's going to be fine.
And I think the shawl is gorgeous.
The other one she was talking about is the Wishmaker shawl by Helen Stort. That was the other option. And
that one will work fine.
That one will work beautifully as well. The Wishmaker is DK. And I'm pretty sure the Moon at Midnight is fingering.
It is.
So
just whichever one you decide on, just make sure you order the right yarn.
Right. So do you prefer to work in fingering or do you prefer to work in
But I think these
DK.
three will work beautifully for either one of those shawls.
Yeah.
So
I made a Wishmaker shawl.
Just make sure that when you're choosing your colors on the moon, that you have this one be wherever the garter is.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's the first one you're going to use. It looks like that pointy thing at the end is going to be the variegated. So that's going to
probably tells you which colors to use where.
So I think I would go with the Moon at Midnight.
Yeah, because
I think
that's
that gorgeous. So yes.
I'm going to see my yarns ended up in it.
Yeah, cool.
So we had a mystery skein for September where you bought the skein. We told you that it was coming with a project. It was going to be a worsted weight, our sweater toed skein, and the project would work for that. So we brought back one of our older colors. It's an old club color, so that
This is from our second Yarn of the Month club.
yeah, so that if you were part of our second Yarn of the Month, you saw this color before, but otherwise it was never released to the GP. So if you didn't get yours yet, you should have. But if you didn't get yours yet and you do not want to be spoiled, go away.
Cover your eyes. We'll tell you when you can uncover.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Okay,
Here we go.
Here's the yarn.
This is the Pleiades. So our second Yarn of the Month club was based around constellations and the stars and the myths behind them. And this is the Pleiades, who are the 7 sisters.
So it's a lilac base and then lots of little bits of color for the 7 sisters. And it is quite beautiful, if I do say so.
It's gorgeous.
So it is now available on all bases. Excuse me, we had some people who got it who have asked for additional skeins, and whether we are going to put it on the different bases. It's available on 100% toed, DK, and sweater toed.
Yes.
And the project?
The project is the 3-stitch waffle mittens by Zordified. I'm going to show you this. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, so that the fact that I'm showing you is not a big deal. But here you go. That's what the mittens look like. It's a fun pattern to knit. Really fun.
So I have started mine. This is the Pleiades caked up. And I have started the cuff. I started this cuff. This is the 3rd time I did the cuff. The pattern is written for a large adult male, like I'm thinking Paul Bunyan size. And it calls for you to cast on 51 stitches, but it says in the pattern that if you want to make a smaller, you can go down by any increment of 3. And what I did first was, it calls for size 3 needles, which I thought were kind of small for worsted, and that I could jump up to a 5, only because I had a 5 handy that was long enough for me to do them 2 at a time, magic loop. And I cast on the 51 stitches, and that was just, I mean, I could fit all 4 of our hands in what came out of that. So then I went down to the size 3 and I cast on the 51 stitches, and that was still way too big. So I went down to 42. And that gives me a nice snug fit on my wrist. And I have a larger wrist, so if you are smaller, then I would go down even further.
So how many rows did you do before you started trying it on?
Oh, I just did 1. And I could tell just based on doing the cast on in 1 row that, I mean, I could fit several hands in what was there. And then I just went down to 42, and then I got this far and said, okay, that's perfect.
Okay, so the big thing about this is double check. Just because it's written in the pattern doesn't mean that it's right for you.
Right.
So that if it looks big, try it on if you possibly can.
Yeah, trust your gut.
And if you have to, go down.
Yeah.
Just go down stitches, but remember, keep it within multiples of 3.
Yeah, the pattern is so easy that the only time you're going to even notice the difference is when you're casting on the number of stitches. Otherwise, the pattern will work.
Right.
As long as you're keeping it as a multiple of 3. So I've gone down to 42 on a size 3 needle. And it's a nice tight stitch so that it'll keep you warm with the sweater toed and the size 3 needle. And it's got a nice snug fit on my wrist.
Yeah, the reason that they're using such a small needle is because they're very tight stitches, but that's what you want with mittens. You don't want gaping holes in them, because then they're not going to do any good. I have an Irish fisherman sweater that I did on size 2 and 3 needles, and I wear it as coat because it's so warm.
Right. But I am very pleased with how
it's knitting up. It's
knits
gorgeous.
up. It's a lovely purple variegation. So those are my mitts.
Okay, anyone who left the room, you can come back now.
Yeah.
Okay. I too have started a new project, and you might think it's the Sharon show. And you'd be wrong. I have started.
So last week we put together the orange fade and showed you guys an orange fade. And we listed it as an orange fade on the website, and we were putting together some yesterday to go out. And Ray was just like, I just love this. I mean, she's holding them up, and I'm like, you should just make the fade. And then she didn't want the fade, but she wants to knit something in those colors.
Right.
So, and I'm going to insert the picture of the orange fade.
So here is Spectre by Jody.
Hohe?
No, not Jody. Hohe Locatelli. Okay, so it's the Spectre sweater. And it calls for 5 colors. However, I think I'm going to use 6 skeins of yarn. So I'm just going to use 6 colors. And I have cast on and done 3 rows. Woohoo! I'm casting on with the Cook. This is the Cook because that's the first one in the fade. And so that's what it looks like. Really, not a lot to show yet. This is the neck because you're doing it top down. And it's just a very simple 1x1 rip that I am doing for 22 rows.
And it is, you're on a size 2 needle.
I am on a
premium
size
weight yarn.
2 needle. Teeny tiny little needles. However, I'm pretty sure it's big enough because right now it's a little too small. So the yarn is a little too small for the length of my needles.
Oh, so you have to magic.
So I'm magic looping for a little bit. I'm actually not magic looping. And I'm not sure if I'm sure this has a name because really I'm not the first, I cannot be the first person to do this. But I just push all the stitches up towards the edge of my left needle, pull my right needle out as far as I can.
I think it's just a modified magic loop. It's just you haven't split the stitches.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I just knit around.
Because you don't have to, because you have enough of them that you don't have to split them.
Right.
So
anyway, that's as far as I've gotten. I will continue working on it. But stay tuned because I'm thinking of casting on the Sharon show at some point this weekend. So hopefully on Monday I will have something to show, something new.
I figure we're coming back Tuesday because Monday's Labor Day.
Oh, all right. Well, on Tuesday I may have something new to show. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think we're ready, right?
I think we are. Have a wonderful, wonderful Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah.
We're going to be coming back Tuesday.
Yeah. We're going to take the whole weekend.
Look at us. Taking a weekend.
Just being totally irresponsible.
Yes. I think we're dying all weekend.
Yes.
Except Sunday when we go up to see my mom for her birthday.
Yeah, Sunday is my mother's birthday. So, and then we will be dying Saturday and Monday.
Yeah. All right.
Go forth and create, everybody. Have a great weekend.